Hey, pretty good.
Checking gear real fast.
Whoa.
Single point hooks. Believe it or not, we still get people using treble hooks down here and stuff like that, even though it's pretty clear in the rules.
I even run it barbless, much less trouble.
Yeah.
I don't like the trouble of having to take them off with the treble.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. Hey guys, James here. Well, today I decided to do a little bit of lesson on shad fishing. I've done quite a bit of shad fishing in the past, so we'll call this Shad Fishing 101.5. Anyway, what you see here in front of you is the gear that I generally use for shad fishing. There's actually multiple styles of shad fishing gear here. The most common, I would say, and really productive is the standard shad darts. And these are generally used if you're casting and retrieving. Sometimes you can be in a boat and kind of be back bouncing these a little bit as well. I have success with a lot of different colors when it comes to this. You know, it really depends on the mood of the shad, you know, water, color, temperature, all kinds of things. But one that's generally a good producer, pretty much regardless of any of that, is red and white. Red and white is definitely a go-to. Alright, so that's what you'd use for that. And the technique that I was using on the trip that I went out on recently, that I will show some examples of, didn't do real well. There wasn't really a lot of shad in there, but we'll use that as an example of the flipping and drifting technique that I was using on this trip, which when there's shad in there, it's very productive. Actually, I caught one, and it was only one of the two that I saw during the few hours that I was there, so that says anything. So got some lead balls, and you have some just straight sinkers. These are size 4s, and what I'll generally do is you kind of do it as said, it's bottom bouncing, so you're going to be in this situation attaching the sinker to the bottom of your line. So in the case of this, I just have a snap swivel on the bottom of my line, so I can change the sinker out, because you're kind of shooting for whatever slows it down, allows it to kind of just bounce along the bottom at a good pace. You don't want to go in too fast, and you don't want to go in too slow. So it's like any drift fishing, you're looking for that good in-between speed where it's kind of bouncing along, and then you'll feel the fish grab your bait or hook or whatever you're using on there. And then in line, I tied, in this case, 2 loops, which in Oregon you can do 3 hooks, so you could do 3 loops, and sometimes I'll do that there. All right. And so when I'm doing it with just hooks, because you can attach other things like flies, shad darts, anything like that in these inline. But what I do when I'm doing the style is, if you look right there, it's just a little piece of foam. And I'll usually have a green one and a red one. And I'll just have a piece of, you know, the pole, the flotation tube. And I'll just pinch off little pieces of it as I'm going along, and if I lose them, I'll pinch off a little piece, I'll stick it on the hook and keep going. I like to have one red, one green if I have it available. In this situation I didn't, so I just ran red. And then, or you could just tie a little piece of yarn on, and if you want to try different colors, a good way to mix up your colors by having a little bit of yarn. Alright, so with that, we'll skip right on over to a little bit of drift fishing, so you can get an idea of how the technique looks. And when you're looking, you can kind of see in the water there's a little ridge in there. You can actually see where the wall comes out a little bit, and you're trying to keep it right along the wall and kind of actually drag it along the wall. The closer you can get, the better, because those fish are going to be hugged right up along that wall. They just run right in there. So if you're out away from the wall at all, you're not going to get any fish. You literally want to feel that sinker bouncing on the wall as it goes down. That's how you're going to catch the fish. All right, let's jump over there. Much less trouble. I don't like the trouble of having to take them off with the trouble.